Okay, we are recording this time for real now. Today we're talking about card draw in Creature Tokens deck. I love Creature Tokens deck. The only thing I don't like is when I run out of cards. Nothing makes me more mad in a game of Commander than running out of cards. So today we're going to talk about some spells that are going to keep our hands full. And the first one we're going to talk about today is Skull Clamp. If you don't have this in your deck, what are you even doing? This is an artifact that only costs 1 mana. Equipped creature gets +1/-1, and whenever equipped creature dies, you get to draw 2 cards. One of the best draw spells in the game. Another one we're going to talk about is Mentor of the Meek. It's 2 and a white. It says whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield, under your control, you may pay 1, and if you do, draw a card. So if you are making multiple tokens per turn and you have a little bit of mana up, you can tap that mana and keep your hands full. It is a great card to add to your deck. Another one that's a little bit like this, is a little bit underrated. It's 2 and a white, and it is Takasa's Welcome. It is an enchantment and says whenever one or more creatures you control with mana value 3 or less enter, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So this is a sneaky good one, especially if it's a white go wide. If your deck is a white go wide strategy, it'll only trigger once per turn, but with flash or instant token makers, you can draw on your opponent's turns too. The next card, this is for going tall. If you're not going wide, maybe you're going tall. It's Rishkar's Expertise. You get to draw cards equal to your biggest creature's power and then cast something for free. That's a huge swing for token decks that go tall. So if you're into tall and making your tokens huge, this card could be just for you. The next card is Idol of Oblivion. This is another underrated pick. It's an artifact for 2. You get to tap it and draw a card and activate only if you created a token this turn. But for only 2 mana, you get to draw a card whenever you make a token. It's not too bad, especially in a deck making tokens every turn. This can add up quickly. All right, Welcoming Vampire is a lot like the other cards that we talked about. Once per turn, right? Once per turn, creature enters the battlefield, 2 or less, you get to draw a card. I think it's good to have multiples of these because out of 100 cards, we at least want to draw 1 or 2 of these and get them into play. All right, the next card is a card that I am going to go online and order as soon as I get done making this video, and it is Shamanic Revelation. It's about $3.70. Costs a little bit more as far as mana is concerned. It's 3 and 2 green, but you get to draw a card for each creature you control. And you gain 4 life for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. So if you have a tokens deck, this helps if you go wide. It also helps if you go tall because you get to not only draw cards, you get to gain some life. So not too bad. I have another card that goes under the radar, but I think it's really good. I have a hard time saying this name, so forgive me, but it's Kamidaria, I think, or something like that. It's 4, a green and a white. It is a sorcery card. It says you gain life and draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures you control. And creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. So this is great. It draws cards like Revelation, but also buffs your entire board. You might want to make sure that you try to win after you cast this, because if not, you'll probably be a target. All right, one of the last cards we're going to talk about, not the last, but one of the last. It's a great card. It is actually called the Greater Good. Sacrifice a creature, draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power, then discard 3 cards. So, not a surprise to anybody that this one is probably on the list. But one that might be surprising to you is Skullwinder. Skullwinder, yep, I know, it's not even a draw spell. It's not a draw spell, but hear me out. You get to recur one of your draw spells from the graveyard and maybe give an opponent something that isn't that bad. It's a great political tool in Commander. I love this card. You should try it out. If you guys have any other cards that you're using to keep your grips full and your creature tokens deck, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this, and we'll see you next time.